Let's start off with Dr. Mohammed. Chancellor Merz has framed his visit as a mission to pressure Trump for just a ceasefire in Ukraine, according to the German government. How do you think Merz will be able to push for a ceasefire in the face of what has been called a transactional diplomacy by Trump?
Thank you for having me, Rehan. Greetings to you and to your dear guests and the honorable audience. Of course, I don't think that the United States and Germany have any profound disagreement with regards to the imposition of a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine. Both the United States and Germany support this proposition. So Chancellor Merz will not have to exert any effort in terms of trying to convince the Trump administration of something that they are already on board on. However, the way by which each party chooses to try to pressure Russia in order to force it basically or coerce it into accepting this ceasefire, this is where the divergence of opinions or viewpoints is truly evident. Germany supports the idea of pressuring Russia through further sanctions and also supplying Ukraine with more military supplies in order to ensure that Ukraine can still stay in the fight and fend off further Russian advances despite Russia's evident superiority in the battlefield at the moment. On the other hand, the United States is not eager to issue any new military aid packages or economic aid packages to Ukraine, and they also advocate for diplomacy. And the Trump administration is not very eager to impose more sanctions on Russia, even though the U.S. Senate, there's a bipartisan bill that is supposed to impose or urges the U.S. administration to impose certain severe sanctions on Russia, new sanctions. However, the Trump administration is still very reluctant to go down this path because it does not see that complicating its relations with Russia or exacerbating tensions once more between Washington and Moscow. They see that this will not serve the peace efforts that are exerted by the United States in order to end the Ukraine conflict. So these are the two worldviews that so far have not been reconciled between Germany and the United States. And I think the German Chancellor will try to urge and convince President Trump to be more stiff on Russia, to be more hard on Russia, and to try to apply at least a little more sanctions on the Russian side in order to pressure them further to accept a ceasefire on more reasonable terms.